Hello and howdy there. A couple days ago, I saw the new Tim Burton film, Frankenweenie, and I enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 7. I deeply appreciated the retro feel. It kind of lost its heart, a little bit, and got just kind of, I don't know, unfocused. I don't know how else to describe it. It just was, the first hour felt a lot better than the last half hour, or even the last 20 minutes. I mean, the last 20 minutes is basically this climactic action sequence that, is the culmination of the story, but it abandons the story as well. And I mean, it feels like it stalls out. It feels like it stalls out towards the end, but I still really enjoyed it. It's animated. It's stop motion animation using claymation. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's gorgeous. The character design is undeniably Tim Burton. Everyone just looks awesome. Again, visually, it's excellent. It's excellent. It's shown in black and white. I kind of think that that mixed with, I guess, the touchy subject matter is why this movie made no money. It very much surprised me. I don't even think it cracked the top 5, which is, I don't know, sad. Tim Burton is following up what I would call, without argument, his worst film. Earlier in the year, Dark Shadows came out, and it made, a lot of money, but it had a lot of, people in it, including Johnny Depp. But honestly, I can't think of... Dark Shadows is the worst film in my recent memory. That's Hollywood, something that's not a sci-fi original direct-to-DVD film. I can't think of anything that was more enraging than Dark Shadows. I thought it was really bad. But the one, shining glimmer of hope I took out of Dark Shadows is that he didn't care, pretty much, he being Tim Burton, that Tim Burton really didn't care about this project, that he was so focused on his next project, being Frankenweenie, that he really just phoned this in for the money. Frankenweenie is, I would call it his student film. I always called Frankenweenie Tim Burton's student film. It was his first film, his first short, and here it is. He's gone back to the beginning of his career and to his very childhood to make a very personal story and film. And so I thought that, he was putting all of his efforts into making his childhood vision a reality. And so while he was working on Dark Shadows, he was, distracted and didn't care, and that's why it is annoyingly terrible. Again, it's very wise. The film is about a child and his dog. A boy and his dog, really. And you're built-in audience right there, as far as I'm concerned. Anyone who's lost a pet or had a pet would have an interest. We've all thought about, after our best friend and childhood pet dies, that, I wish he were here again. I wish that I could bring him back. And that's what this film is about. The dog dies in an accident, and using his scientific prowess, brings him back to life, a la Frankenstein. he himself is Frankenstein. His family name is Frankenstein. He is Victor Frankenstein. So he brings his dog back to life, and all of his school friends want to, know what's going on, and so then they start to experiment, and they want to bring their pets back to life. And it all has, horrifying results. But yet, lighthearted and comic. I mean, this is a kid's movie. This movie is not near as scary as Paranorman. I can't help but compare this to Paranorman, as it was also a stop-motion, claymation, animated horror film, basically, meant for the younger audience. And I think Paranorman's got it pretty much beat in every way, honestly. Paranorman, for me, is the animated film of the year. And Frankenweenie didn't do anything about that. Frankenweenie is gorgeously shot. Again, everything visually is just amazing. The character design, again, is just... Every character is so different from the others, and they are each... I don't know, again, just undeniably Tim Burton. His style just pops right out at you. I thought it was, again, sweet. It was heartfelt. It was true. I thought it also was ballsy. I think it took a lot of shots at modern day society. Again, this is a film about science and the defeat of ignorance. And my favorite character of the film, which is his teacher, his science teacher, or I think maybe just teacher. I can't remember his actual name. They call him Mr. Menace, but Mr. Kozlowski, something like that. I thought he was amazing. He was played by Martin Landau. And he was great. He has a great monologue that really puts modern day American society in its place, and accurately does so. So I thought that was really quite interesting, and I give it a lot of props for that, for getting the family in and then saying that you choose to live life in ignorance. You don't search for answers. You just take what is given to you and are happy with that. And you want nothing more. So I guess ignorance is bliss in another way. And they don't pull any punches with that aspect, and I really enjoyed that. Also stars, let's see, we got Martin Landau, Winona Ryder, Martin Short, Catherine O'Hara, who else was in there? Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte was really good. I don't really think of Nick Nolte as a voice actor, but God, his voice was just awesome in this movie. What else can I talk about? Again, I really enjoyed the retro feel. I grew up watching the Universal horror movies, the monster movies, Godzilla movies. There's just all touches of that. Any black and white horror film, makes reference, particularly Frankenstein and Dracula. So it's cool. Again, Paranorman had it beat in every way in terms of referential worship. Again, I had a fun time. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It just, I don't know how to describe it. It took a long time with the climax. The film, the story climaxed, and it just kind of hung there. And, it was just like trying to go through the motions to be over. you know, just to wrap itself up. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I had a fine time. I'll probably watch it again one day on DVD. I mean, I did enjoy it. And definitely, if you're a fan of his previous work in this, you know, vein, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, well, then you will certainly like this. There's no music in this. I can't remember if Corpse Bride was a musical. Nightmare Before Christmas obviously is. But I can't remember if Corpse Bride was a musical. Anyway, there's no music here in Frankenweenie, which is fine. The movie's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's over before you know it. Again, gorgeous black and white. I'm so happy to see that, you know, they took that chance and released this film in gorgeous black and white. Black and white is just, you know, there's something about, you know, shot composition, and I think it just takes a lot more skill and a lot more attention to detail to really make a black and white film seem, you know, deep in terms of field of vision, luscious in terms of atmosphere, and, you know, they pull it off here. It goes with the film just perfectly. I don't really know what else to say. You know, it's a good 7. It's a good time, whatever. Frankenweenie, thank you very much.